And that's why I'm not allowed in Iceland any longer.
That is an excellent story. I'm so glad I know that about you now. It just really changes my opinion of everything.
No one will ever hear that story. Yeah. We're live.
What
a crazy random happen.
Hello, lovely D&D game watchers.
Hello. Hello. You then.
Excuse me. Welcome to our super happy fun time D&D stream. Should we give it a little share? I'll put it on my Facebook that we've started. So last time we put down like a going live screen and it completely messed up our really dodgy setup. So we're not going to do that this time. If you notice that we're out of sync, please say so in chat.
I probably won't be able to do anything about it, but hey.
Yeah, let's not mess around like last time.
No. Okay. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes.
You lot.
You love. I like that. It's
I love. You love. We all love.
Pardon?
I love. You love. We all love.
Apart from Matt.
Apart from
It's alright, Matt's going to come through my next flying lead.
The only actual American accent there.
Oh, there you go.
I'll give it a little share.
I just had a Twitch notification.
Also, you get to use blank furrows.
See, I accidentally introduced myself on the Friday night as my friend's character from another game because it's just a really good sort of Southern Belle name, and then went shit, and then just had to be like, I guess I'm a prequel.
Oddly, what I realised though is I have a really bad issue with choosing character names for certain roles because I named myself after Blackbeard, oddly, and then I named Dylan's Marshall after Captain Flynn.
That's fine. I didn't know Dylan played a Marshall.
Yeah, he played Marshall on Saturday night. It was really good actually.
Those who don't know, before we actually start the game, Johnny and Kitty run a very successful LARP organisation.
Yeah, organisation.
And also food, which... Can we see the emblem?
Show the back one.
Oh, I have to show the back one. I found it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's... Is that on camera?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. Feast Your Eyes, which is a sister company.
And ran a really successful game at the weekend.
And we can't shut up about it or turn the accents off. I'm really, really forcing myself not to be like, yeah!
Yeah, I'm really hard.
I was going to go to it, but I was refereeing football.
No.
How dare you, Adam? How dare you not be there for every single weekend?
Sorry, you can
for
be
us?
at my next one.
Yes, I like crewing because you're like, half an hour drive?
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. So we'll kick off in a minute. We'll give it a couple of seconds and then get going. You also might notice we're missing a player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or red.
She's moving house.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't mean she has to drop out.
No, I don't think it does.
No, she's not very far
I
away
think
from where she is
she's...
currently.
Okay.
Yeah, just down the road.
Yeah.
That's okay then.
I believe her new
Closer to
place is
work.
close to work.
And we picked her up from work before in the past, so it should be fine.
Oh, that was a bean.
Was that tart?
That was quite shocking.
There's some sour ones in there, I think.
We've our D&D ritual now is good. We all take it in turns to cook.
Or
And then
pizza.
eat a load of food beforehand and then play some D&D once a week. We are living the dream.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, worked for me.
Mondays is an interesting situation for us because
Monday is definitely the
usually
weird.
it's the day where Johnny goes for 18 hours straight and then goes to bed. Hence falling asleep in the car earlier while trying to clean the car and just sitting down and falling asleep.
That's it.
And me knocking myself out on the fridge. It just generally we're dumb on Monday, so it might mean that our cognitive ability during the game is, it's like we're basically living like a -2 to wisdom all day Mondays.
Nice. I always used to work Monday evening.
You did.
Yeah, every single Monday evening, late day. Oof. The money was nice though. Anyway, right, shall we get going? Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let me find my notes. Where were we? And I shall
We
set
were
the
in
scene.
a pub.
You were. Can anyone remember the name of the pub you were
Blue Water Inn.
Blue Water.
Fantastic. And the owner of said pub?
Jolly guy.
Got a couple of kids.
He's got kids and a wife.
And they're all beginning to
His
be.
name is.
This is what George is here for.
Names.
But
Aaron. Aaron? Eryn is what I've put his name down as.
You were
Where's
close. You were close.
Ewan.
It is you are
You are
win.
Win.
Owen.
Yeah. You are Win.
Yeah.
And
Urine.
Ewan.
Urine.
And his wife is Danica.
it is indeed. And his children,
Not Brian.
Bran and Bron.
they are indeed.
Bran and Brian.
Bran and Bron. It's not Bran and Bron, is it?
Bran and Bron.
Is it genuinely Bran and Bron?
It is indeed.
And they've adopted
For sure, for sure.
Bran, Bron, and Brian.
Freebies.
That's why I remembered them.
So, because we are a player down today, and it's a little bit weird, we're going to do a mixture, a bit side questy, maybe a little bit of in-game question, depending how side quest goes. But there's something like in D&D games, which is called spiral characters, and it is designed because I'm lazy. So the idea is when you first come up with your character, you kind of pick your central point, and then you kind of build up a little bit in all directions. And then as you kind of play them, you kind of more discover them, and actually the player builds over time. But it doesn't have to be linear progression. You can, once you know your character better, build your history knowing the character as they are now, which is what we're going to attempt to do a bit in-game.
Sounds interesting.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Do you want me to?
We're gonna wing it.
So it's going to be a little bit winged. I can... Oh, Catherine has.
Well, that's what I've put up on my Facebook, so
That's
hopefully
the
that's
one.
the right link.
It is the right link, but that's coming from when I've been playing some Magic the Gathering online. Just for anyone who likes Magic the Gathering.
What a subtle
online.
plug.
What rank are you now?
I'm currently rank 100. I know, yeah. Not just am I such a great DM. And so humble and
a
modest.
mighty wizard of magic.
I'm a mighty wizard of the white weenie deck. It's so called because it has lots of white weenies. Anyway, let's get going. So, you are in the town of Vallaki. This large Roman-esque style fortress, walled around the outside. No inner keep to it, but number of strong fortified buildings. Some you've seen as you've been walking past. For example, the Burgomeister's Manor looks relatively fortified. You've also seen the church.
Yeah.
Again, looks like it's ready to take a siege. The walls themselves, 20 foot high, with these stockade, so the guards can walk around the top. Most of the weapons you've seen them, the guards walking in threes with crossbows and long pikes. You've seen a number of wolf hunters, outdoorsmen. Not everyone here stays in the town, but it would seem that a large proportion do. The guards have been welcoming-ish to you. Hesia, you definitely would have felt a lot of eyes on you over the time you've spent here. But you find yourself in the safety
Relative.
of the Blue Water Inn. The owner, Erwin, with his black hair, black pointed beard coming down quite long, a bit like Johnny's, but better.
Best beard, Jorvik Festival 2014.
Was that in 2016?
17.
I don't know. Some time ago.
Streaks of grey or silver going through it, and his hair as well. Quite not a huge man, but holds himself well. Often with a smile which reaches his eyes. When Red explained that she didn't want any wolf meat, all of you would have been there when he'd gone and made sure he had boar available for her, and seen how happy that makes her. Brian, since you dropped him off, seems a different boy. He seems to have come out of his shell, and seems, any of you who have spent time with children, he seems like a child. He seems to be laughing and protected here.
Yeah.
So you find yourself around one of the tables near the fireplace as it gently crackles in the corner. Owen's just passed the message that the Burgermeister has invited you to dinner with him this evening. It's maybe about 3 o'clock, so you're having a late lunch from the night before. Jakul, you're still looking pretty fine. The rest of you are not so much from the encounter with the zombies. Anyone who got attacked or was in combat, you would be covered in a bit of them, most definitely.
I was, but I cleaned myself.
Yep, you spent time to clean yourself off. Erwin doesn't seem to be judging you or saying anything really. There doesn't seem to... He understands, or seems to understand, that there's an outside of the town. He did request the last thing he said to you before leaving. We'll just repeat. You don't have to do it. But our stocks are nearly empty. If you can make it to the Wizards of Wines, I would be in your debt.
It was a long way off, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's after
It's
the
not
cathedral.
far from
Kresk.
there.
No, it's not far at all.
I still won't be able to get there and back again.
No.
Not in
Not in a day. It's not a day there, I think he said. Yeah.
Day back.
You'd seen these two youngish louts would probably be the best way. Bit shabby. Drinking at the bar without a care in the world.
They're kind of neck and back as supply, aren't they?
They are. They're just drinking happily.
Yeah.
Like me.
Also, we got that guy that's been watching us as well, don't we?
There is indeed someone who has been watching you. You noticed him, the rest haven't yet, I don't think.
No.
Is that because of your new feat or whatever it's called?
Always.
No, I just rolled really well on my perception because
You
when
tend to do quite well in perception.
it's because when Eric is sat on my shoulder, I get +3 to my perception check.
Sure.
You get extra bonus for the alert as well.
That's for initiative, and I can't be surprised.
Anyway, so
Were you surprised by the puppet thing?
What? Nope.
oh yes, you also left,
Yep.
Only one of us saw that as well. Was that you as well?
Yeah.
You saw it, yeah.
and you've not informed the others yet.
Nope. Because I want to make sure what I think is happening is happening.
Erwin, have a think on it.
Thank you, I will.
I'll understand if you can't make it. It's fine.
We'll
And I mean that.
Yeah. We'll do what we can when we can. It's a bit of a journey, but we are heading in that direction. So.
Does it have to be alcohol and wine from them, or can it be from somewhere else?
If you can find from somewhere else, that would be good. But as far as I'm aware, there isn't.
Okay.
These are people with a lot of troubles. And I know it's not a solution, but it does help. Sometimes just to have a warm drink can warm the soul.
Yeah.
Anyway, enjoy your meal. If you need anything, and I mean anything, you know where I am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Before he goes to leave, he kind of leans in slightly towards you, Hesia. Is there anything I can do for you this evening, though? If you need any assistance, just let me know.
Thank you. Nothing distance right now.
He turns around and saunters off and goes back. You can hear the two youngish guys at the bar bragging about women, just general, that kind of stuff, just travelling to you, then making no effort to hide it. Think 20-something football player-esque, that kind of mentality to them. If you want to interact with them more, let me know.
Nope.
Irina and Ismark, as they kind of look around and see that you've been left alone. Irina leans in. We did a good thing at the gate. We helped these people. Small victories.
Yeah.
I thank you. And I thank the Morning Lord for bringing you to me.
We're happy to help.
Ismark comes in as well. But we can't help everybody here.
This is true.
And not everyone will truly want help.
Nope.
As I said before, I'll stay with you, but when you go west, I will probably return to the east. I need to go back to the village.
Yep.
You are hiring some guards from here to take back with you.
Yes.
Help protect your village and protect your people.
And you're taking Brian with you as well.
Yes, I will do.
Okay. You need to be strong for your people.
Of course, yes.
Is sending Brian back there really the best thing?
He's going to take care
He'll
of
stay
you.
with me. It'll be fine.
Not back to the parents.
It is probably the best idea.
Don't think.
I disagree, but
We can't expect Erwin and his wife to look after the boy. And they already have 2 mouths to feed.
yes, but their names alliterate. It's not really.
Could at least ask them.
We've always been a house that has tried to protect those around us. My father before me would look after orphans, and I'll do the same.
Okay. That you will.
Well, we can discuss that later, but that's a good option at least.
What are your thoughts on Burgermeister Vargas and going for the dinner with him?
It's not something we can really refuse,
No.
but it does seem like something a bit more is going on here than meets the eye.
I
Are we
would
going
like
to sell
to
him
find
that
out.
carpet?
Yeah, we could sell the carpet.
What are we going to do with that carpet? We've just got a carpet.
If we bring it to dinner, though, will he assume it's a gift?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we don't know. Don't give it away.
I don't know. I would like to find out what's happening with this
We could try and find a market
enforced
for it.
smiling or whatever it is.
It's happiness. Mandatory happiness. It's definitely something odd that the idea even has been planted by someone.
Yeah.
You hear laughter coming from upstairs, from the three boys, echoing out as a lot of kind of heads look up. It's quite a weird sensation. Weird for what you've heard so much in Barovia. Children's laughter, not so much. But, young masters, I must depart. As your eyes are just drawn as you see this eccentric half-elf wearing these bright colours and hat three-pronged with bells and bells on his feet start to make his way down the stairs. 3 small heads kind of poke their heads over the banister as you look up to them and you see Brom, Bran and Brian, all with big grins on them. You can see them whispering. Everyone give me a quick perception.
Ooh.
22.
9.
5.
21.
We're never very perceptive.
I do have -1 to it to begin with.
Your eyes are drawn in by this, not quite jester, not quite ringmaster, storyteller. Hard to kind of put him into one niche as he is making his way down the stairs. You can hear what these children are saying as they kind of mutter to themselves. He's going to do it, I swear he's going to do it, he's going to do it. Look, just watch, he's going to do it. He did it that other night. I tell you, Brian, just watch, Brian, watch. As he continues to walk down as they wait with baited expressions as a lot of the others can kind of sense these children watching him, as a lot of the other faces turn to face this man, this Rictavio walking down the stairs, as he just calmly gets to the bottom and then turns round as they let out a little sigh. You thought I was going to do it, didn't you? Not today! As he then continues to walk, they again let out another sigh of just pure disbelief that whatever he was going to do, he didn't do. As he continues to walk forwards and looks up towards them. Ha! Joke's on you, Brom Bran! And as he's doing it, he trips over a bar stool magnificently, hand pressed onto the floor, flips. As he's flipping, goes into a cartwheel, does a forward roll at the end of it, and then quickly up to his feet and then leans against the bar. I shall have my usual, please. As the kids just erupt in applause for this gesture of a man, and again this squeal of pure delight comes from the three children upstairs. Owen, a smile on his face as well. Very well. Disappears out the back.
Was the gentleman that's been spying on us still watching us, or did he watch Rictavio?
Bit of both.
Bit of both.
Bit of both, for sure.
I point to Constance and I use message. I tell you that there is a gentleman watching us. Is he like by the? He was by the door, wasn't he?
Towards the door, just to the side of it.
Yeah, just beside the door. And he's watching us a lot more than anybody else around here. Even he didn't watch Rictavio.
How does message work?
Message works. You can cast a spell for a solid. You point your finger towards a creature within range and whisper the message. The target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper only you can hear.
Yeah, I was going to say, are we just sitting next to each other? Just whispering.
But it's beautiful. It's like magic.
It means I can just point and just be like, and you'll hear it.
We can just see you going.
God bless warlocks.
I'm going to point at the wrong person. You're like, that man.
You're so rubbish.
That man.
Why are you pointing?
What are you doing?
Apparently there's somebody watching us.
Where?
Let's
Has the man seen us point at him?
Yes. Would be the answer. Would be yes.
You, Johnny, with your role, Gabriel, with your knowledge and seeing him earlier.
Yeah.
Let's see. You're probably the only one to give me a roll on it. Give me a whatever you think to try and notice. What skill are you trying to use to see if he's noticed you?
It'd probably be
going for a straight perception,
or like an insight, maybe,
or an insight, probably.
Or investigation.
Investigation.
Probably not.
It would be most likely perception then for me.
Okay, go for it.
Or even deception.
Just to see if he's changed.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that won't be that good. That's 8.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. He's just kind of still sat there, drinking slowly.
Okay.
Everyone give me one more perception, please. It's a bit dice rolly.
12. Woohoo! Is that a perception?
Yeah.
19.
16.
Constance, the smell of like cooked meat kind of hits your nose for a second, even though you've just finished eating or in the process of eating on this table. As you see Erwin bring out quite a large piece of meat for Erwin, but also next to it a large raw piece of meat as well. Just gives the man a nod, who nods back.
The same man that is looking at us?
No, Rictavio, sorry.
Rictavio.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, who takes both and makes his way out of the inn.
What does he need raw meat for?
You had that pet monkey. Anything else? Monkeys don't eat meat though.
What were we looking at? Rictavio apparently has a taste for raw meat, or he has a dog.
Must have a pet. He did
or
say
a
that.
monkey that eats meat.
Yeah, we did say that he was from a circus or something like that. At least the toy shop maker said he was from a circus before.
I don't trust anyone in this pub. Everyone seems to be slightly strange.
I think everyone in this little world that we're in right now is a bit strange.
Slightly strange.
We could be the strange ones.
Going
That's
to
true,
go
I
over to the
suppose.
man
We are
who's
the
looking at us and say, "Hello."
You're going to go up to him.
I'm gonna follow you.
I'm
Nothing
staying
bad
seated.
happens when that happens.
I'm
So if you were to
Just
describe somebody
dumbfounded.
as bland, would pretty much sum him up. His features are not terribly sharp. He's got a little bit of stubble, but a slightly longer moustache, where if he was clean shaven, that's maybe how he has it. But he's got a bit of stubble on. Hair receding slightly, a little bit of grey going through it. His eyes, they're quite sharp still, you'd be able to tell, going and speaking to him. Wearing not clothes similar, sort of like halfway between the drabs that you've seen, who wear no colour, and the normal people. So he's wearing a little bit of colour to his outfit, but not a great deal.
Can I help you, my friend? You seem to be looking over at us quite a bit.
He kind of stops, looks around for a second. Maybe I can help you. Join me. As he says it, you've not seen his hands. One's on the drink and one's under the table, as he kicks the chair sort of next to him out so you can sit down.
I'm gonna sit down.
You going to go over and join him?
Yep.
And I'll stay standing then.
I gave you a chance to sit down. You didn't take it.
Can everyone just give me a quick 10-second description of what you look like?
Right, I am a dragonborn, silver dragonborn. Very neat, sleek, symmetrical features, kind of very neatly kept, and very pristine clothes, considering how dirty this place is.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Tiefling, coppery red skin, tail, little horns. Sort of very quite scruffy looking by this point in the adventure. Dark black hair, plain black clothes, scarf.
Nice.
6'3", half orc, in a tabard over mail, with a wimple and the sign of the god Tyr, which is weighing scales on top of a warhammer. That's the word. I'm great at words.
Gabriel is about 5'7". He looks a bit. His beard looks a bit shorter than the last time people have been paying attention to him. He normally wears kind of travelling leather clothes, and there's always seems to be a raven on his shoulder or around by him.
Nice. And you travel, or on your table is Irina, this girl next door-esque, auburn hair, pale-ish skin, pretty but not stunning. This kind of something about her though, and her brother Ismark, nervous, looking around a bit more, hair greying to the side, slightly stooped over, a little bit kind of wiry but not frail. As you go and join this man. What do you think of how the town is run so far?
I couldn't possibly comment.
That's a smart move, because if you were to say something negative, something bad, that would be malicious unhappiness.
He's going to grin very widely.
I would like to attempt to intimidate him.
Yeah. Give me a roll, please.
That is a 12.
Okay. What are you saying?
Could you just be clear with us what it is you're trying to offer or do here? We've dealt with a lot of things in the last few days. I'm just tired of people talking in code. Just be straight with us, please.
Very well. There are some who think the town could be more prosperous than it currently is, even in this climate. Or do you believe that it is run to its maximum potential?
I've not really been looking at the economy.
We've been here 2 days. We're not exactly experts on the economical well-being of this town.
Not just its well-being, but the well-being of its subjects, as loyal as they are.
Everyone always seems very happy.
Yes, we've noticed that. A lot of smiles on people's faces.
Big smiles.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, think on it.
What is this festival about? The weekly festivals?
Well, do you not know? It keeps him who shall not be named away.
Yes, that's what we've heard. How? Why? What does it happen? What happens?
Well, you will have to speak to our most esteemed Burgermeister, who will tell you why that is.
Great. Thank you. This has been very insightful.
Anyway, I must go.
Bye.
Thank you for your most gracious hospitality. He gets up. Can everyone give me a perception, please? It's going to have to be very good.
15.
10. 18.
10.
As he does, he kind of taps the table, and as he does, he gives you a little nod and takes your hand for a second, Hessia. Mm-hmm. And as you take your hand away, you see that he's palmed something into it.
Ooh. I'd wait for him to leave and then look at what he's given me.
As he gives a little nod and slowly makes his way out.
I wouldn't hide it. I'd just
open it?
Yeah.
It's just quite a small card. You are cordially invited to Lady Watcher's Book Club for most esteemed individuals in all of Barovia and Vallaki.
Lady Watchers.
Wachther. Quite a small card, well made.
How exciting. Anyone here like books? Do you like books?
It depends what they have on offer. Some, yes.
Are you going to pass the card?
Yeah, I want to go to a book club.
What did that guy
We
want?
have got so much to do.
What did that guy want?
Well, he wants us to go to a book club.
That's it.
You've not really
time
heard
for a
of
book
this
club.
lady before.
No.
It's not a name which had come up.
Doesn't tell us when this book club is, does it? It just says come to it.
I mean, how are we supposed to know where it is, when it is, any information that is useful
It
at
doesn't
all?
say, literally just says come to it.
Brilliant.
I'll just go out into the street and start asking
Gives
people,
you,
shall I?
on the back of it there's a house address.
Okay.
Alright, well,
I'd like to know how long it would take us to actually find that, considering how bad our perception is.
what is the address on the back?
A nice... Oh, from being here?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, a nice-ish area of town, if such a thing exists.
I have an idea of how we can help. Erwin out,
Yes.
we can go to the Festani and speak to them.
Their
Because
alcohol
they
supply.
can get stuff in and out. They may have some supplies that we could take or possibly buy off them. We still have to go there anyway to see Danica.
Damia.
Yeah.
Yep. So tonight we can ask about that.
And then we've still got the meal with the Burgermeister. Red looks
to
like
ask him
she's
about-
asleep though, so
Yeah. It was good food she had.
I think she needs a lot of rest.
Yeah.
It's a lot for us to do and not a lot of time. We can go to this address because I'm guessing it is only around a few corners.
Not today, I do not think.
I have no particular desire to go to a book club.
Shall we head to the Vistani then?
The Stanley, I think, are the important points at this point.
Do we leave Red here asleep?
Do you want to carry her?
Not particularly, no.
Guess we leave her
We
here
can,
asleep.
yeah.
We can put her in
ask,
our room.
ask the innkeeper to keep an eye on it.
Leave Ismark with her.
And what, leave Ismark and Arena here as well?
Could do. Do they have anything to do with our business with the Vistani?
Nope.
Would leave Ismark here, tell him to prepare for the meal tonight. Get washed, get shaven, get looking like a Burgermeister.
It's just on the table next to you
Ismark.
as you say that.
Ismark, you should stay here with Red, get washed, get shaved, look like a Burgermeister. Currently, you're covered in zombie.
Yes, good idea. Yes.
Yeah, but none of us are claiming to be in charge of a small village. And
Actually, I'm not that covered in it because of Eric's eating quite a bit of it.
Oh, nice.
he's licking you clean.
Pecking slightly clean.
Just,
Gross.
Oh,
just like on your cheek.
he's a raven.
Yeah.
That's what I want to see in life.
Should we head out?
Does that
Are we
sound
leaving
like a good
Irina
plan?
here as well?
Hmm?
Are we leaving
They would
Irina?
leave Irina here as well. It will just be the four of us travelling, but I guess we can travel a little quicker without the
If Irina's here, then she can
look after
sort
Red.
out Red's hair
Yes.
again to make her look presentable.
Yes, and teach her how to smile as well. I think
Yes.
that's very important.
Oh, yes, it's a bit.
Yeah, we nearly got into a lot of trouble with that.
That's a good idea. Perhaps they can
So
scratch the
Irina
clothes for
speaks to
Red.
you.
Yes.
So you're going to go back to the Vistani. Which ones?
The
The ones outside.
ones
we
that
promised.
we promised to come
Aragol
back to.
and
I have a something else.
Why are you going back to them?
We're going to see if they can get hold of any items that Erwin requires. So
what, to see if they've got another
They've got-
store of beer or
they got
wine
some
or
keg
whatever
or
for the
wines and
weekend.
stuff for the weekend.
Yeah.
And
And
the
Damia.
there.
That's if you want us to.
Yes.
Well,
Also, we did promise that we would be going back to them.
yeah, it would.
They did invite us to a drink.
Very well.
Is the toy maker on the way there?
We said that we leave the toy maker until tomorrow.
Yeah, we said for the
Until
day.
tomorrow?
Yeah, you can swing by past him if you want to.
I just want to check in very briefly.
It's fine.
He
You've
hasn't
said it's
already
his
been murdered by the
responsibility.
haunted doll we left him.
How did he get murdered by
Look,
Paul Piddlewick?
Yeah, Piddlewick the second. He wouldn't hurt anyone.
He's fine.
It's fine.
It's an
I
ultimate
just want to
summon.
check. I sort of quite, yeah.
Okay, so you're going to go back to just outside. Perfect.
Make our way.
It's a walking montage.
I failed to walk.
Roll for walking.
Filled with nice food.
Oh, I did badly.
I did middling.
I walk very
As you-
suspiciously.
Open the door to the inn as various people are now coming and going. It's maybe 3:30, something like that. The cold kind of seeps in instantly. That kind of misty dampness with a light drizzle as you then step out into the kind of trodden mud outside. Various people are going about their business. You can see some guards marching around doing what they do. you'd need to probably leave out of the west side would be the easiest to get out from. Make way through town.
We haven't actually looked around town, have we?
Just gone for a...
Not a huge.
We went to the
restock
church and we've been to the inn and the Toymaker. That's it.
Do we need to restock anything?
I don't need any bolts.
I think you're pretty good. You've
Yeah,
used a couple of days
I'm
of
just looking
rations,
for
not a
herbs,
huge
really.
amount.
Ismark kind of took care of our food for us for a while.
Yeah. I'm just looking for herbs more than anything.
Okay.
Bear with me, sorry.
Spells that use material, it burns the material up? Or it has to say.
See, I'm not quite sure how the components work with magic, because I know certain times if you use your holy like symbol, that class is the material. It covers the material, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I'll only make you use material if it's something weird, which I don't think you'd be able to get your hands on too often. It's nice that like when you're using your spells, you're using materials to do it. It's fantastic. You can use a lot of spells without using materials.
Yeah.
Your combat casting and your focus.
It's more like rituals and stuff you need it for.
Okay, cool.
As you start making your way through town, you see a man, muddy, wet hair right over his face, beard growing at awkward angles as he kind of looks over his shoulder and kind of comes running out from an alleyway. He's running towards you as a group. What do? You've got 5 seconds to react. Literally just come out of
You okay?
Out of the way.
Pardon?
Just like jump to the side out of the way.
I'll step.
He's muddy as he runs up to you, Jakul, and grabs onto you.
I'm going to jump back and kind of jerk myself out of his grip.
Yeah?
Yep. Gut reaction.
Give me an athletics as you try to...
12.
Yep, you're strong enough to be able to get out of... As he looks with wild eyes, looking round quickly.
I will immediately apologise and say, "Oh, I'm so sorry, so sorry."
Light, flashes of light, flashes of light, flashes of light. From the attic, flashes of light. As you see, there he is, get him! As 2 guards come running out from behind as he sees them. As he starts running round the corner as they start chasing towards him.
There's a crazy person. I think it makes sense the guards are chasing him.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you're kind of all lost for words and stop for a second, he kind of runs and looks over his shoulder to see what's happening. As one of the guards full-on rugby tackles him from behind it, and I mean like full-on off the ground, lifts him, slams him down into this muddy floor, scrapes him along the floor for a bit, and they start scrambling for his arms and putting them behind his back. The other one comes in with his staff or spear and a quick smash on the back of the head as you hear this sickening crack as he's right on the back of the skull, and blood starts to mix with the mud as they lift him up as he's still dazed and wide eyes and looks around and kind of points up towards one of the houses as they drag him away.
Why are you so heavy-handed with him? What has he done?
As they kind of... You say it like that. As they look to you. Stay there, we'll be back. And start dragging him away.
We should probably not stay.
Yeah.
The house he pointed roughly in the direction of could be a couple of houses towards the centre of town, but one of them would definitely have been the Burgermeister's large mansion.
We're gonna have a fun.
How bad is his injury? Does he look like he might bleed out, or?
He looks wrecked from it. He looks hurt. He looks properly hurt. He's still conscious, but that stung. That was excessive force, and they're dragging him away pretty quick.
You're a cleric of, not. You're a paladin of Tyr. You must go and track down criminals.
Must I?
Oh, I guess so.
As you're kind of talking for a second, you hear him saying, "It won't stop the light." As a butt of a spear just comes, smashes him in the side of the skull. As again, you hear another sickening, "Shut up!"
Are they just round the corner?
Yeah.
Oh.
As now you poke your head around the corner as he's sagging.
What has this man done? What
They
justice is
look
this?
towards each other, as one of them looks towards him. "Why did you do that?" "Shut up. Now I've got to carry the whole fucking weight of him." And they continue dragging him away.
What has this man done?
"I told you,
And
wait
I'm
there,
standing right here.
and we'll be back.
Where are you taking him?
None of your concern." As they continue sort of dragging him away, as you can see drips of blood coming off him, mixing in with this kind of muddy floor mixed with rainy water.
I'll jog up to them a bit and say, "May I at least heal his wound?"
They've not kind of acknowledged you coming towards them, and they're still dragging him away.
Can I reach my hand between them? They're going to stop me?
No.
I'll touch him and I'll cast Cure Wounds on him to try and heal the cut on his head.
Give me a D8, please.
3 plus 8.
Yep. He regains consciousness and sort of comes back again with these wild eyes, looking all over the place. Blood now mixing in with his hair and beard has done nothing for his look at all to make him look more sane as they continue to drag him away.
They don't even say anything about me doing that.
Well,
you've got no thanks, no acknowledgement for what you've just done.
Instead of following them, why don't we follow the tracks of them? Because they must have been quite heavy foot tracking from where we know where they've come from, so we can easily see where the guy grabbed you. So
Yep,
you know how to
try and
track, don't you?
All right.
Before we go anywhere, I'm gonna lay my hands on you and cast Prestidigitation, which cleans up to 1 cubic foot of material to get the muddy handprints off
Thank
you.
you.
You got a friend
I will
in me.
thank you very profusely.
That's my kind act for the day.
Thank you so much.
You can do it to do the opposite as well, can't you, I think?
You can also so
Oh,
if
so
you
you can
piss
make
me off,
someone
I
smell it.
could just dirty you.
Yeah.
How to piss off Jakul.
Or I think what you can
His
do.
head really dirty.
I think what we can do with that, we can
It's just his
also.
back as well. Like the front of him looks immaculate, just constantly on his cloak.
And then clean me
you can,
in the scales.
You can make a colour, a small mark or a symbol appear on an object or surface. So on your robes, you could put a little speck that you look like. Why won't it come off?
You're a dreadful human being.
I did a nice thing, okay? It was my nice
Right.
thing that I
As you
do
start
today.
to walk away and follow his tracks, you can hear this gentleman pipe up again. But then soon drowned off in the distance. You all right? Everyone just give me I think it's survival to track. Or perception, because they're not too hard to at the moment.
5.
Investigation.
Not so much. Ooh.
Oh well, I won't. We won't roll.
Yeah.
Good at tracking
Got my
targets.
nose.
This is because you're a bounty hunter, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're like, this is my expertise. Stand back, fools. It's nice to be back in a town,
Yeah.
even if it is
This
Vallaki.
shit
Yeah.
town.
This goddamn shithole.
You follow his tracks.
Could be important.
Make your way round. You can see he crosses one of the main paths, and you can see the guards' tracks slowly getting muddled up with others. But it's clear at this point that they were just on patrol, and he's kind of walked across. You'd be able to see that he'd grabbed onto somebody else, and the tracks meet, and then from a distance, the guards start to run towards him. Whose tracks do you want to follow?
His.
Yeah. Goes down another slight alley, and then another, and kind of winds its way around some small Bear with me. Everyone else who isn't following the tracks, give me a perception check, please.
7.
16.
7.
16.
15.
16 will do it. As you're following these tracks, your eyes, as they often do, wander to the skies. Seeing and feeling through Kevin's eyes, you're
Eric's eyes.
Pardon?
Eric's eyes.
Who's Kevin?
Kevin the Raven.
That's
Eric.
a top-notch fancy name right there.
Seeing through Eric's
Kevin
eyes. You need Kevin and Gary. Like, if I was ever allowed to have dogs, I would have like one dog who's got a really stupid name, and then one dog who's got like a really human name.
Yeah.
So this is Mr. Fluffy and Kevin. That'd just be my dream.
I've heard of somebody who's got a cat called The Void.
Is it a black cat?
Yeah.
Anyway, right. As you're following, you can see Constance like properly just locked in on what she's doing.
Yeah.
But your eyes just kind of wander to the sky, and as they do, you've seen it a couple of times, and you recognise it. It's you've seen it once before, and didn't really think too much of it, but now you've seen it again. It's a raven, slightly bigger than the others that you've seen. Not a huge amount, but slightly. But more importantly, the tips of its feathers, its wings on its tip, those flight feathers, those big feathers, they're tipped like electric blue. Instead of black. Instead of being all black, like electric, bright blue to them.
Right.
As it kind of just is sat on a roof, just watching what you're doing. You continue to follow the tracks. You find some run-down homes. A lot of drabs here, for sure. A lot of people scared just to see you. As you make your way and you're looking round, just a real fear here as you're going into a much worse part of the town that you hadn't seen before as you're following them. A lot of people sleeping rough here, for sure. Not very sanitary. The smell of it. You've not seen too many guards in this area of town. As you can find, it leads to a small wooden outhouse, basically. No door to it, low. And it looks like he's come from there.
Just a quick one. I think one of our watchers has a dog called Steve.
Good roll. Good job, Roxy Boxy.
Steve!
Yeah, see, that's amazing. That's like the perfect name for a dog.
I'm going to duck under the doorway and go in. Have you lot followed me?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, okay.
It's quite small.
Mm-hmm.
I'm staying outside.
You can maybe fit like two of you in here max. As you kind of like rummage around and see what he's got, he's definitely sleeping rough. You find a couple of empty bottles from the Wizard's Wines. The smell of this place, kind of a mixture of body mixed with damp, mixed with whatever he's been sleeping on, hay, just all kind of coming together. This maybe at one point might have been like a doghouse or an outhouse for something that's protecting the area, but it would seem that he's been sleeping here for a while, definitely. As you kind of have a little poke around in there, you don't find much of worth or value in it. But as you do sort of finish your investigation.
Do you want me to make a roll on that?
No, I will go with the original. I don't like too many rolls. There's nothing particularly in there. A few rags. And as you kind of come out to get air, this is when you can give me a perception. Or investigation.
Investigation, if
Okay.
possible. Oh, yeah, 7.
I don't know why I made you roll it. I'll give it to you because you rolled so well earlier. As you look around, I shouldn't have made you roll. There's something I hate in D&D, which is like, everyone roll for the sake of it. What's the highest? A 12. Well, I'll tell you all the information.
Yeah.
As you come out, you look around, and as you look up, you can't really see much. It's a pretty grim area. But as you look up, there's a house that you can see. You can see the attic of it from here. And that house would be the Burgermeister's house.
Sure. Cool.
Oh, that's
Alright,
like another
well,
thing that we got.
Let's head back out to the main street.
Back to where we were.
Yeah.
Westwards, presumably. Are we still aiming to go to the Vistani?
Yeah, still headed over there.
Yeah. Let's get out of this warren, though.
Yeah. Yep, that's
Again,
fine.
A lot of people seem very scared to see you. But even in their fear and their terror,
They're still
of seeing
smiling.
what's going on, they're still smiling. And it is really odd to see.
Go rictus.
Yeah.
It'd be a really easy way to make a riot here, though.
What do you mean?
Like, just in general with all these people, why there isn't guards around here? Because if there's this many poverty-stricken people...
Gabriel, you would notice this raven has just kind of hopped gently along the top of these roofs and is just continuing to watch what you're doing.
Okay.
You make your way out again?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you stick to the side roads or go back to the main roads?
Side roads?
Side road.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, side road.
Sure.
Side roads.
Yeah.
Let's get a bit more of a
Constance.
feel of the lay of the land, basically.
Being in this kind
Explore. Yeah.
of natural town where you're more at home than the wilds, you're able just to quickly pick your way out. You can see how this was made, how you could travel without touching the main road without too much trouble. It doesn't add too much extra time to your journey, but it does slow you down a little bit. Again, you're getting more of the same kind of atmosphere as you're going down these kind of beaten tracks. The same sort of smells. This is the shell of a town. This is not Waterdeep. Even the bad areas of Waterdeep. This is just people living lives which are just horrendous. 100% of the people you see living out here are drabs.
Right.
All of them.
Wow.
As you get to kind of like the corner where the sort of side paths hitting the main path near the exit that you need to take, there's two small children singing in off-key. One of them you definitely would have seen in the church, the other not so much. It's a hymn with some hum words. Imagine like the Lord's Prayer. Remember singing that in primary school? It's kind of like that, but two small children singing it to the morning Lord, and various bits are just and then they start singing the words that they know again.
I'll join in.
Eric's going to mimic it.
I'm just joining in.
Yeah.
I know the words. I assume with my bad religion roll.
Is she a nice bassy?
Oh yeah, like alto. Yeah.
Nice. Anyone else?
I'll hum along to it, but I won't sing.
I won't sing, but Eric would definitely try and mimic.
They kind of.
I can cast prestidigitation to do some faint musical notes, so I can provide some accompaniment.
That's adorable.
We're all gonna do it.
Oh.
As you kind of join them, they've got a small tin with a couple of coppers in it, which they're just kind of shaking every now and again.
I'll give him a copper.
Yeah. Drop him in a coin.
I'll give him a copper as well.
Isn't it one of the ones that we met at the...
One of them is, yeah.
Oh, we've got dolls for them.
Didn't you have a gift for one of them?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm just trying to find out what
All
specifically
various
they were. These really scary dolls.
Oh, I meant to fix them for you.
One had a missing eye. The other one...
Had the head on backwards. The other one had an interchangeable head, one of which had its eyes stitched shut.
That is the perfect gift.
And a bat.
But did we not get the Russian doll one?
I would say give the boy the bat and then give her the one with the missing eye. That's mine.
We metagaming here, Johnny.
What are you getting?
Really? I saw you buy them.
Their song is coming to a close as they do. Who's closest to the mark? Let's give it to you. Who wants to be closest? As you are, you see the one who was from the church, who you'd recognised as you get a bit closer. They're in kind of like raggedy medieval clothes, misfitting. They're quite slim. They're not drabs. They've got souls. But one of them has got a beaut, and I mean a beaut of a bruise on that top shoulder. Just you see it every now and again. One of those deep, dark ones where someone has properly hit you with something. Maybe not even a fist, but someone's really lumped you on the shoulder. There may be 7 or 8.
I'm gonna.
As it comes to an end, as they look very proud of themselves, no one else has stopped. Everyone else has just continued on their way.
The rummage and grab the interchangeable heads doll.
Yep.
And put that in the collection thing. And as I do so, just gently touch them on the shoulder and cast Lay on Hands.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
For 4 points of healing.
You feel a warmth come through your hand. As at first, as you touch the child, they sort of flinch away from you slightly and look up. As you then, they're getting ready to bolt. As then instantly this warmth just flushes through this small boy. As soon as you drop the doll in, they're getting towards the end of this hymn, sung badly. Warning! As you drop it in, as their eyes just... It's not fun, it's no Blixie! And both of them kind of look at each other for a second as their hands kind of both reach for it as they've got eye contact with each other. And they both... Oh, shit.
They've got lots of heads to share.
Do you drop them in afterwards? They're like genuinely speechless, lost for words as they kind of grab it, as this warmth and heals the bruise on one of their shoulders as they kind of grab it and drop, forgetting about the money, forgetting about everything, and start to play with this small wooden doll that you've given them.
Well, that's a good deed done for the day.
Wow. It's a very popular toy maker.
Yep. Yes, for some reason.
Anything you want to say?
Isn't he the only toy maker?
Are we going the right way to the west gate? West gate?
As the small girl looks up. Yes, my lady. It's not far. And kind of points. And then remembers the money and quickly hoovers it up and puts it into a small pouch.
We may see you at the church later.
I will definitely see you at the church later.
Oh, you go there, my lady. Thank you. As they are kind of like eyeballing your pouch.
Yes, we're good friends of Father...
Lucian?
of the father.
You'd remember in character, it's Father Lucian.
Father Lucian.
That's what I said, yes.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Or maybe I went Lucian.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we got to find her bone as well.
I'm going to put my hand on the pouch as I do so. And
Okay, they look
give them a
up
look.
towards you. Thank you. The one who you healed looks up as well and gives you a thank after swapping the heads on the doll.
What head is on it now?
The eyeless one.
They're so creepy and weird, these children.
As they kind of shows it to the other one who just instantly kind of lets out a little giggle and scream.
Shall we head off?
And
Yes.
Thank you.
They kind of wave to you goodbye.
If I'm like at the back as we go past, I just want to lean into that child who had her eyes on your pouch and just say, "You come and find me at the church later. I'll show you how to do that properly."
You're an
Army
awful,
of tiny thieves.
awful
You're
human
faking
being.
your way through this, this campaign. Just the final battle will just be all your minions.
Big minion that
Just get all the orphans
got
together.
the children.
What's his name? Fagin?
We don't need much.
Fagin,
from
yeah.
Oliver Twist,
From
yeah.
Oliver Twist.
This is the new plan.
All we need to find. We just need to find you like a weird like squash top hat to go with the eye patch.
I don't have that eye patch.
Are you still wearing the eye patch?
It's kind of like a fascinator, not like over my eye because I get a headache.
Right.
So it's like, yeah.
As you make your way to the entrance, some of the guards who were there earlier when the zombies attacked see you and kind of give a nudge, and they all look to you. Whether it's respect, you're not really sure, but they do give you a nod as you leave.
What time are you closing the gates?
Before sundown.
What time?
Roughly is that?
They kind of look up. You got a few hours yet, maybe 3.
We have dinner with the Burgermeister, so we need to make sure we can get back into town.
Yeah, make sure you're here before sundown then.
Right.
So.
Right, let's go.
Okay.
We're on the clock.
Go.
Do lip thing.
Walking montage. Walking.
So,
14.
Crit. I am the best walker.
you've got some options.
Calves of steel.
You can head there at normal speed, which means you can have people map making, or you can have people making sure you're getting lost or foraging, or people on lookout. Or you can head quickly, which if you do for long points of day will tire you out eventually. For this kind of distance, not so much. But then you are at disadvantage to see things.
Should we just go at normal speed? It's not like it's very far.
Okay.
It's not too far. You're talking like 20 minutes from here.
Oh yeah, that's a normal
Normal,
space.
yeah.
I'd like to test out some of the foraging that Red has taught me.
Yeah?
If you can find any herbs, that would be amazing.
Yeah, give me survival, please.
It's ones or 20s today.
What did you get?
1.
So we're the same
yeah.
as Critical Role. Every time they win a roll of 1, they give like £1,000 to charity.
Oh yeah.
I think we'll give £1. We can just about afford it.
If we put the collection plate
We
around.
can't afford one.
You make your way up.
Considering our number of ones.
It looks close to the town. Everything has been taken. You'd find a few bushes that may bear fruit at some point, but they are stripped absolutely bare. You find some leaves where you think they may have held some kind of healing property as red, but you can't be sure at all.
Don't trust myself when she's not here.
No. You continue on. Again, you make your way around the hill and then hit this path going up. You can see wisps of smoke coming from their centre of their camp. They are camped on a bare hill. 20 minutes. You can see it within 10 minutes of walking there. The path winds its way round. Multiple small huts around it built into the sides of the hill. Each one with a cloaked figure stood outside of it. Each one has got one.
Yeah.
Further up the hill, you can see these wagons in a circle around it, and then within the middle, there's kind of like tarpaulin gazebo type thing with fires in the middle of it, just simmering away.
Never heard you sound so posh as when you said
Gazebo. Gazebos. How now, brown cow? One of my cousins went to what's that? This I know I'm not sound posh. Where you actually learn how to
Elocution
elocution lessons, and I always found that beautiful.
Oh, darling.
Yes, darling. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Right, and that is where you find yourself.
Oh, Spain. On the plane.
It's all been some kind of dream.
You wake up with a margarita in hand. That's right. You've had 14.
It's raining.
Sorry, back to the game.
Maybe not.
You'd be able to recognise
Maybe on the plane.
one of the cloaked figures to be
Casimir?
nope.
No,
No, Casimir. Yeah, sorry,
Casimir.
Casimir. As he's the kind of main one you have to walk past, basically. Make your way up.
Yeah, nod to him.
Great.
Not the Casimir.
Casimir?
He
How?
again, cloaked figure, up, waxed leather kind of look to him, arms crossed, cloak drawn round him quite tightly, stood motionless outside this house.
Is Damia back yet?
I have not seen her yet. I would imagine soon. They will not risk being out after dark.
Neither will we.
Thank you.
We need to talk to the brothers if that's possible.
So Casimir was the Dusk Elf.
Yeah. I'm asking if I can go see the brothers.
Sorry, yes. Yes. You can go by yourself, or do you wish for me to accompany you?
Just can you point us in the right direction?
I'm not their keeper or master. But I believe they were with the wagons. Do you still plan to return? It would be good to talk. Rumours of what you have done so far in Barovia have reached me. And I think perhaps we could be of aid to each other.
How long have you travelled with these Vistani?
How long have I? They have camped with us since there has been a Barovia. As it is now. But before then, they did not campaign there. They travelled more.
Looking at the other cloaked figures, are they looking like they're Dusk Elves as well?
Yeah.
It's a Dusk Elf.
Give me a perception.
6.
Yeah. You'd be able to tell and that's about it. He kind of sees you looking towards the others. I do not hide things. If you wish to know something, just ask. Maybe we can be of use to each other.
In what sense?
You are new to Barovia and I am not.
Yes.
How old does Casimir look? Elf-wise.
Pretty old.
Pretty old.
Mid to late, if he was human.
Yeah.
What was this place like before it became Barovia? That we see.
Was not perfect. But people tried to make it that way. Some did.
Was it as cut off from the rest of the world as it is now?
No, not at all.
No.
Is there something you know from your own memory or from the stories of your people? From the histories of your people?
He kind of stops and looks around for a little bit. If you wish to talk, we can talk. I shall take you inside.
On our way.
We've got a chat now. The lady's not here yet.
Yeah, okay.
What time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go inside.
He opens the door to his small little hut. Looks to be 2, maybe 3 rooms. Quite small though. Self-contained little world within here. The sort of building where everything has a place. You can see a small bed to the side, a back room to it, the embers of a small fire just dying down. He doesn't have places for you all to sit. And he welcomes you in. Closes the door behind you. It's not spacious, but not super cramped either. For those who like order and those who like precision, you could imagine everything living in exactly the same places for years, if not decades, in here. Everything has been built to last. So, what would you like to know? As he takes the hood back, again you can see his hair, the pointed elven ears coming back. It's quite long, his hair coming down. It's not silver, but it's not black. It's kind of got that silvery black shine to it, depending what light catches it in which direction. It's odd to look at, if that makes sense.
Gunmetal.
Yeah, gunmetal number 2.
Just for men. I wouldn't like to assume your age.
As you're kind of talking, he walks over and picks up a small kettle and stokes the fire and puts it on the log burner.
I don't know the history of this land, other than what we've been told briefly by Vistani. This mist and horrible atmosphere that exists here, is that within memory of your people, or is that...
No. The time for your generations, as he says that, he kind of eyeballs each of you, seeing that none of you are the sort of higher races for longevity of life. I shall give you a brief history of what's gone before you. This land did not always belong to the one they call Strahd. Did not always belong to his family. There was a ruler here before him, but he was not a good ruler. He was a selfish man, an untidy man, but a man who kept himself to himself. And like all men, he would die. But it would seem he annoyed the wrong family somehow. So Strahd came here before he is what he is now. He came here with his armies and his troops. He came here to take this land, a time before Ravenloft, a time before the fortress, a time before the mist, a time before this sorrow. His army was able to capture this land. The previous lord marched out in his arrogance to meet him. Strahd, the superior tactician, wise beyond his years, well trained by his family. And he named this land to be Barovia, after that family. The castle he built in that spot, the views from it magnificent. And for a while, Strahd hunted the bandits. The burgomeisters paid their taxes, and the land thrived under him. But there was one you should do a better job of hiding. What do you know of her history?
Who is her?
Irina?
Well, presumably the woman Irina looks like. The one Strahd was married to, or
No.
loved, at least.
So he says he loved her. I was there that day. Many died.
Was her name Andrel?
Pardon?
No.
That's just a little
Random name.
investigation. No, just because St. Andrel was the one who nearly brought him down. That's a different thing.
No.
Fine.
Good idea.
Did he take her by force then, or did she fight him?
She was a common girl. Tatiana.
Tatiana, yes. We have heard that name.
Strahd was always calculating, always thinking, outwitting all of his enemies. His brother was a priest. His brother was the opposite to everything Strahd is. And he was loved by the people. He was embraced by them. Rightly or wrongly, they adored him. It was Strahd who built this land strong, but it was his brother who received the praise. Sergei, they called, or they sang. But he was a priest, the second born. His family believed The first son became a wise general. The second joined the church to appease the gods. Yet he fell in love, and he fell in love with such a woman the world was not ready for, especially Barovia, but more importantly, Strahd was not ready for. As his cold, calculating heart melted, they say, as he fell in love with his brother's betrothed, a common girl, Tatiana. And on that thankful day, that wedding day, that bloody day, when she was betrothed to Sergei, even I am not sure what happened. Assassins were hunting. People wanted Strahd dead for some deeds that he'd done in the past. His brother killed with one of their daggers. The Vallaki, they call them. Assassins without equal. Castle Ravenloft had not long been finished. The greatest architects in all the lands Strahd had paid to come here to build it. And what a feat it is. You should go there someday and investigate it. See the views for yourself.
One day, perhaps.
But on that day, on that wedding, the bloodshed was total. A few of us skilled enough were able to escape, but most did not.
You were there?
I was there.
Did Strahd escape?
No. Well, definitely not. And that's when the mist came. After that day. That is when Strahd became what he is now.
How did he become what he is now?
I don't know.
Was he assassinated? Did you see him be attacked?
No? I do not know. We did not make it to the service. His brother dead. Tatiana assumed dead. And the assassins clearly failed to kill Strahd. But he killed all of them and then proceeded to hunt the ones who managed to escape down. There was nowhere safe. There is nowhere safe.
I heard that the Vestani took in Strahd when he was injured. Would this have been the time?
So they tell you. It was when he was but a man. I believe the story they tell is when he was actually here to come to war. It was the first time one of these assassins was sent to kill him. They almost succeeded. The greatest assassins in all the land, they said.
And what do you want, Casimir?
He pauses. What do you know of my people? Do they live in your realms?
I know of a few elves, but never met a dusk elf. Or have heard of a dusk elf.
And I doubt you will again. Even if we were to escape here. We few are all that will ever be. Strahd made sure of that.
Why would he punish you so?
When he gets bored, he will take in brides. And they adore him, they love him, why wouldn't they? He is everything they could possibly want, and more. They can change him, maybe. They can bring him back. My sister was one of his brides. Or that's what he wanted. And she wanted as well. But he is beyond redemption. We tried to rescue her. In doing so, we failed. And we paid such a cost. We paid such a price. But I've been here a long time. To the mountains, to the southwest, there is a place of such power, and I cannot go there alone. But I need people to come with me. I do not believe you are ready yet, but I think you will in time. It is known as the Amber Temple. It's an ancient place, ancient before Dusk Elves, before Barovia, before Strahd, before all of this.
Do you think it has a power that could defeat him? Or challenge him?
Maybe. But I believe it has a power to bring back my sister. Even after all of this time.
Bring her back.
Bring her back.
I'm going to look to Gabriel at that point, because he seems to be very interested in laying things to rest. And he kind of mentioned of necromancy. I'm just going to look to him to see how he reacts.
Catherine, I'm just going to text you something.
Slightly shake my head. You know, nothing has the right to live longer than it should, nor be brought back.
How long ago did he take her as a bride? How long ago did all this happen?
Time is insignificant to people like me and Strahd. If you are going to combat him at all, you must stop thinking in your lifetimes or time, for it makes no difference to him at all. He is truly immortal, with no threats at all. He can outlast anyone, and he can wait for anything. Others have come stronger than I thought possible, and he has dealt with them with ease.
If this place has power to bring people back, does that not sound like something that he may have used himself to come back?
Perhaps. I do not know much of it.
Doesn't seem...
It's a dangerous road to even get there. But I have heard rumours, but not for generations, of what is inside.
I don't think anything that can bring somebody back.
It is possible to get information. If we could, perhaps not to bring someone back, but to find out how this has happened, and maybe found a way to counter what he has done to himself. If that is the place.
I'm gonna also look over at Hessia and think,
You do that a lot.
You giving it the
Look at me
eye?
and go,
No, it's my contemplation face and also noise. Just thinking, are you undead still?
Yeah.
She's cursed.
Cursed.
She's cursed.
Yeah.
Cursed.
Cursed to appear undead.
Yes.
Or cursed to be undead.
I am very much not dead. Undead, possibly, but not dead.
Fine.
Oh,
I'm not sold on
one
this
thing of this
temple
land,
place.
though, is that apparently the souls get reborn into other things, or if not, you become a drab. Or
It is said that Strahd has complete control over who leaves, even in death.
so he doesn't love his brother then.
Pardon?
So he doesn't love his brother then. Because if he has the power to do that, for if Tatiana's soul is in Irina, where is Sergei's soul?
True.
Do you believe it? That Tatiana's soul is in Irina? You saw the real thing?
He kind of stops and pauses for a second. What else can he do to me, I guess? This is the 12th time I have seen her. The 12th time he has tried to get her. And he has failed 11. And that is just me.
Is that including the first?
I saw her the first time.
Did
Did
he
she-
fail to get her the first time?
She died.
Did she love his brother?
Did she?
Love
she
his
love
brother, Sergei.
They had such a love. Such a pure, joyous, true love. A love that broke all boundaries. The boundaries of church, the boundaries of rank, the boundaries of family.
So even if she did remember her past, why would she come for him and not her brother? Not his brother.
Like I said, everyone loves Strahd when he wants them to. As you kind of see that, it's not hard to see his mind trailing off into memory. So, I will
you
start
want
to
us to
prepare.
go stronger and then come back and then head to this amber temple with you?
Before Strahd kills you, if you would be so kind.
All I know is that I shouldn't visit anywhere near the mother's tomb.
I'm making my noise.
Making your noise.
1 second. What do you
Do you
mean?
know
by
where
that?
his mother's tomb is?
I believe in the castle.
Oh, well, I'm going to avoid the castle for a very long time then.
What about a list of places to go? Crypt of a Wizard.
The Dead Dragon's Hoard.
Yeah.
Pardon?
A place
Dead
of
Dragon's Hoard.
A place of supplication.
Dead Dragon's Hoard.
We've
Was
got
it?
all the places that Melanie
Do you know?
Any of these mean anything
I was
to you?
kidding.
bring out a map and be like, well,
Have you
have
heard of a Dead Dragon's Hoard in this area?
Why?
I had some
Casually asking a casual question.
fortune teller telling me that we may be able to find something there to help.
They're also after a mountain guarded by amber giants.
Dead Dragon's Lair.
Sorry, in character only, what did you say? What do you actually say?
That I think because she would have written this down, so she'd have
Yep.
gone. Oh, we need to find a mountain guarded by. Oh, amber.
As you start to say it, you hear a voice in your head. Shh, mortal! As you all of you would see Hesia jump back for a second. You can't resist. It comes like full on volume
Alright.
in your head as you jump back for a second. As he locks eyes with you, hand goes to hilt. You see he's got a long saber inside his long leather coat as he locks eyes with you and just stops and stares.
Excuse me.
What happened?
Carry on.
You alright?
Fine. Carry on.
We're also looking for a castle amid the ruins and a place of supplication. I realise it's cryptic, but
What?
apparently I will find what I seek in a castle amid the ruins in a place of supplication.
Not sure.
According to your Arabella, It's due east and slightly to the south from here.
Oh.
Is that also Castle Ravenloft?
More than likely.
It seems like everything that we need is in Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, there's a dead dragon's lair.
A dragon's lair?
Yeah. Have you heard of somewhere like that near here?
Kind of eyeballs you. Have you already become his spies? Are you his agents, sent here to torment me?
Nope.
No, we have simply... We had...
Or are you
seer.
genuinely this dim?
A seer has given us a prediction of ways that we could possibly gain power, ways to stop Strahd. They were cryptic, strange sound bites.
You're the first person we've met who actually knows things around here.
Who does not seem insane.
Or some sort of smiling dude.
Oh, I still think he's insane, but...
Have you got your map out or not?
Yeah, we can get that out.
Plump.
A long time ago, a group of knights, Silver Dragon Knights, they called themselves.
I've met one.
Thank you.
I'm not a knight, I'm
met
afraid.
Metrical.
I just need to, 1 second.
I've met one.
You've met one.
I've met one. Well,
You keep saying that. We don't go any further.
you didn't meet me, per se, but I met him. And I saved his horse. He may have just been killed by a werewolf about 4 days ago, but...
What?
What are you talking about?
So,
Were we here for that?
We should talk more about this.
you know the first night we met?
Yes.
We were running into the Pastani camp because werewolf was chasing us.
Yes.
Did any of you see a knight on a horse?
A paladin.
Yeah, he was a knight of...
He was a knight of the Morning Lord.
No, it was not. His emblem was a dragon, from what I remember.
Maybe, maybe not.
It's alright. He,
Sir Istable.
yeah,
That was his name.
that was his name.
He was a knight of the Morning Lord.
No, he's not a knight of the Morning Lord. And I did have a conversation with him. He didn't. I was sent there to protect him by the Raven Queen and protect his horse. That I did well. And then I tried to protect him again. Do you remember that when my eyes were kind of like slightly glazed over at the first night?
Yes.
I basically told Eric to smash into the biggest werewolf there was to stop it from swatting him, but I don't think it managed to work that well.
Do you know of any others?
That is the only one I know of, and he was, probably in his late 50s, 60s?
But you spoke to him before
Yes, before that.
Interesting. Anyway, the leader of these knights, a human called Argynvost. Argyn Vost. They were a beacon of light. They had a near fortress, impenetrable. Now a shadow of what it was. So they made an oath to stop Strahd. The people flocked to them for a long time, but any who did were hunted and killed. Eventually, Strahd's numbers weared on them. They were forced to retreat again and again, giving battles to the Strahd. If they did win, it was at such cost, and Strahd would just reform his armies and come back. Eventually, Strahd tired of them, and he took their keep. But I saw it that day. And I saw Strahd kill it. A dragon. A silver dragon flew in Barovia and fought Strahd. And even that could not stop him.
I don't know if I want to be here anymore.
It's alright, we got Jakul, the falsely accused silver dragonborn here. I'm sure you can handle a
Strahd.
Strahd.
A wild Strahd.
A wild Strahd.
I'm sure
You come across a wild Strahd.
I'm sure he would enjoy to torment you.
Well,
We could find
it
this
seems that
dragon.
any edge that we can gain
I
would be
know where the
worthwhile.
bones are kept.
Where?
Come with me to the Amber Temple and I will tell you.
Well,
We're
that's
not going
fine.
to the Amber Temple.
We shall, eventually.
Once we are strong enough, I believe.
I think once we get Arena safe, then we
Yes.
can come back
Yeah.
to Casimir. But right now we should.
We have many tasks piling upon us.
The safest thing you could do is distance yourself as far as you can from that girl.
I'm not going to the Amber Temple.
No, that girl is being rescued.
It's a matter of time before she is dead or Strahd has her. And for your sake and your soul's, I would hope that Strahd gets her before she dies. Because if she dies, the torture and tormenting that he will put upon you will know no ends.
Well, we have no intention of letting her die, and we have no intention of her being taken by him.
You need to stop thinking in your mortal lives and start to think the way he does. You hear a gentle whistle coming from the side as his teapot as he goes over and fills up a small metal mug and begins to stir some leaves into it.
We don't have any herbs, would you, Casimir?
A few, why?
I just miss taste.
He's only got one of everything, Eugene.
One entire herb.
He's got like one mug, one plate, one of everything.
No, I'm not asking if I could have some of his tea. I'm asking if he has any herb.
I can sell them.
Just one herb.
If he has any herbs, I could purchase of you, or would happily give to me.
Mm-hmm. What sort of herbs?
Herbs.
Healing? Healing?
Any.
To make you forget?
The cheapest
stuff.
herbs that you have. The cheapest
healing
herbs.
herbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will.
Cooking herbs or whatever.
Now I've got.
Does it say the value that they need to be?
Oregano.
Well, I've already been collecting charcoal and incense.
Yeah.
So
I love that idea.
I need 10 GB worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Various other.
Yeah, he'll be able to do the herbs for you.
Sweet.
We've got some blade root and we've got some chives.
How much do you want to buy from him?
How much charcoal do you reckon I've been taking from fires?
Maybe like, we'll say you've got 1 GB, just to make it easy maths.
Yeah. And I've got incense in my pack.
Maybe like 1 gold, so you need 8 gold pieces worth of
I
herbs.
got pieces worth of herbs, yeah.
I only ever need like blood or holy water to do mine.
I need an eyelash.
Mostly holy water.
Luckily, you keep those with you.
This is a big
God.
ritual.
This is why I nearly knocked myself out on the fridge earlier.
Don't start
What do you
crying
pay him
about
with?
it. I'm paying with gold if you want.
Gold pieces?
If you want
Or
it.
have you got silver?
I've got 15 gold pieces on me.
Silver is way more valuable at the moment.
He'll take gold.
Yeah?
Yep. Yep, deal done. So,
Got 8 gold pieces worth of Mountain Verbs, sweet.
Basil or a guy?
We have a deal. You'll return to me before Strahd kills you.
And we will see what we can do to help us stop him.
No. That is not our agreement at all.
You will give us information then, at least, if we go with you to that Amber Temple.
Yes. You have asked me for the locations of some bones. I see no way this will help you in your fight versus him.
I'm not coming.
Yeah. Mages too,
Yes, you are.
as well. If we had questions of locations, could you point us in directions?
Maybe we could make more deals, we'll see.
Seems like a very shallow deal. One location for risking our lives to travel
Take it or leave it.
I say take it.
Alright, very well.
And more like we're talking about this temple, like some of the things on the shelves are just starting to like tremor slightly.
We should leave your house, Casimir, and go see the Fistani brothers.
Yeah.
Good.
The kettle's just started boiling itself again.
Be careful of them. Both of them. Like I said, return to me before you're dead.
Yep, fine.
There's no irony, there's no whatever in that sentence. He's just saying... It's a bizarre... Like, thinking about it is a bizarre sentence to say to someone.
Mm.
But we've heard that sort of thing so many times here.
He seems the most sane person we've met, other than the
Constance
priests.
is basically thinking, if we die here and we are reborn here, will we just be subservient here forever? Like, oh, is this our only chance at having our own like free will in this area? You know, if everyone keeps talking about like the reincarnation as a drab or as not, you know, if you've got a soul or not. But
well, the ones with soul, the people who are living here, the humans, they have their own will, even if it is...
Yeah, but look at them.
Yeah, most of them are useless, but there are some incredible people as well. The priests who stood against Strahd, they were born here.
Yeah.
Even Ismark has a free will.
Even Ismark.
Even Ismark.
Yes. And his father as well.
I'd like when this is inevitably animated into an amazing TV series for this moment to be Constance thinking this with Jakul and Gabriel on her shoulders as like mini versions. Make it happen.
He says, little nod, gives you the pouch of herbs. Goodbye. And then just stands outside his door again.
Okay.
That will live.
Goodbye for now.
I head up to the...
As you look around the other elves, I'll give... In character, you've all got a moment to think, what does your character think to what he said? As in, Strahd made us pay the ultimate price.
I killed all the women.
I had exactly the same thought.
Yeah.
Right.
As you think that and you look round,
They're all
it's
men.
clear now they're all men. Outside every house, it's clear, looking at them, looking at the body shape, even through the cloaks, they are all men.
Well, could be worse. Interracial exists in this world.
Probably can't bear
They can
children
have-
though.
Why not?
Probably all
There are
Half elves,
half-elves.
I think.
That's true.
Tieflings, I think.
Don't know about dusk elves.
They need to lower their standards a bit, I guess.
You can hear raucous laughter coming from the top of the hill, as again these statuesque dusk elves stand, cloaks round, hands in, just staring.
Why are they guarding the Vistani?
No, not, they're gone in their homes.
Okay. But the Vistani are within.
Like a circle, isn't it? The Fistani just went, oh look, there's some ground there. Just put out some
Guess we'll
tents.
move in.
Yeah.
You make way up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Again, you see this big, hulking lug of a man, even in the cold, shirt open, leather waistcoat, scruffy-ish, like 3-day stubble, handsome-ish in the right light, but not a classically handsome kind of Hollywood face. big guy. You hear his kind of deep, resonating laugh, which I've not quite got the chest to be able to pull off, as it comes down from the top of this hill, as you see Lavash stood there, chatting with some of the other Vistani who you had not seen before.
Make our way up to him.
Yep. As you do, he sees you. I did not expect to see you all so soon.
We've had to speed up our timetable of things to do today.
He walks over, hand outstretched.
I shake it.
His big, meaty, bear-like paws, kind of your whole hand as he gives it a firm shake. As he does it to each of you in turn, if you shake hands with him or not.
Yep.
Yeah, he's bigger than you. Strength-wise, hard to say. You kind of that kind of mutual respect when you see someone who clearly looks after themselves.
One of those handshakes where each of you's trying to squeeze.
Like the Arnold Schwarzenegger one from The Predator, where the pencil. Pencil.
You got that handshake. You kind of.
What? Pushing too many pencils.
Aragorn can be seen in the background near the fire, chatting quietly with a couple of the others. What brings you back so soon?
Well, we did say that we'd come see you.
I thought this evening.
Sadly,
We've not prepared all the festivities that we need.
we have been invited to have a meal with the Burgermeister of Vallaki.
Perhaps you can ask him why he hates me and my brother so.
We will.
But I feel if you asked
the list to do.
I feel if you asked him that, I wouldn't see you again. And that would be a shame for both of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Unfortunately, his request did not sound like a request. So
I see.
we came here early.
Brother, where is your hospitality? As he walks over and makes his way. Again, smaller framed man, goatee to a small point, pointy sideburns-ish. If you were to see him in outside of Barovia, he could be your kind of classic Baron Landover, trying to look, do you know what I mean? More than his parts, maybe.
So
some could
basically,
say.
Nottingham, the Sheriff of Nottingham, kind of like.
Yeah. That's pretty much sums him up.
He wants to be like the Alan Rickman, absolutely. Okay. God bless Alan Rickman.
As he kind of gives you all a nod. My daughter will not stop talking of you.
She
was a lovely person.
She's left a mark on
She's left a mark on us all.
Yes.
mental scarring.
We guess Damia is not arrived yet.
No, I would imagine she will return shortly. They went to the west to look for... Daughter's name? Arabella. Sorry. But she needn't bothered because you have found her.
That is
And
true.
we've got a carpet and a creepy
We told us that you were a group of people that can acquire things for us.
Yes.
Currently, where we're staying in Vallaki, they're having an issue with the supply of ale and wine.
That is a hardship for all of us at the moment.
Do you know why?
No. We do not travel that far west often. It is deep within Barovia. But maybe we'll have to go and purchase from them personally. We have enough stock for maybe a week or so left. But now that you're not going to be here to celebrate with us, it saddens me.
Oh, it's us as well. Would there be a possibility of acquiring a couple of barrels, maybe a few bottles off you?
It would not be cheap.
I gathered this much. How about a carpet?
Have you not wrapped him back up inside of it yet?
Not quite, no.
No, he seems lovely and very well behaved.
I guess.
Did I get any hint of anything from him when I said that? Right, does he seem surprised or?
Well, you've got that feat, haven't you, where you can read into it.
Yeah, I got my my empathic.
Yeah. From looking at him, you've seen people like this before, maybe. Mm-hmm. These people who are gentle, not gentle, but giant, firm, strong men with he seems to have a structure to him to build this kind of muscle mass. He clearly has got to work out every day or do lots of physical something to build a frame like this. The same with Constance, the same with yourself. You're going to have to keep yourself in this sort of condition. While yours is a different look to him, his is just a bulky man, a strong man. When people like this do lose their temper, it can be really volatile.
Yeah.
And you kind of see that spark go off behind him for a second as he kind of thinks back to him.
Yeah.
Piddlewick II. Yeah. Clearly, Lavash probably wouldn't get on with the great Rictavio very well, you think.
Okay.
That's probably two people you would not want to lead together. Someone whose life seems to be built on structure, maybe routine, but also travelling and doing stuff, versus someone who's quite chaotic.
Okay.
These are now two people.
And when I said that it's good at following orders, any reaction from that? Does he seem to...
Give me a roll for that one, because that...
Okay. Yeah. Insight?
Yeah, whatever.
23.
Oh, wow. No, he clearly disagrees with you.
Okay, it doesn't follow
clearly
orders.
disagrees.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Good to know.
How much would it be for a few barrels and a couple of your bottles?
Bear with me.
It's merely just to tide the tavern over, and then we were planning on going to see what was the cause of the lack of alcohol coming through. So it would also help yourselves out as much as, because then it means that you wouldn't have to go west. We could go west for you as well as go west for the tavern as well.
Yeah.
And Kresk and many other things.
Okay.
Which I'm not going to.
So the wine will be...
No, let's not do that.
That one.
So a 10-gallon barrel of wine, you would know a good cost would be 25 gold pieces.
Yeah.
He says there's you a bit 70 gold pieces.
Okay.
How much have we got us?
How much was it selling for in the tavern?
About 25.
Okay,
to
so
work out.
They hadn't been marking it up, even though they were
Not a
running
huge
low on
amount,
stock.
a little bit.
Okay.
4. I've got 50 gold, so I think I'll do that.
Not much that we can. That's a bit much.
Well,
I've got 10.
we don't have the gold on us, of course, because we were only doing this because, of course, I know the people of Vallaki and the Vistani for some reason don't get on. So we were just doing this on our own back for the tavern owner. But I was saying, that if we could have maybe a couple of days worth from yourselves, then we could go west for you to figure out why the wine doesn't come to you also.
So what is your offer?
The offer is for us to take a couple of days, and then bring back the money from the loan. A loan. I'm asking for a loan.
No.
Oh, fine. But then also,
we can
your time for us to go to the Wizard's Wine and bring you back what we owe, so you do not have to travel.
I'll do it for 50 gold pieces, if you then agree to go to the Wizards of Wine.
That is a lot.
40 is what the owner will give us.
Persuasion.
Yep.
I think we're all good friends for solving your problem of your missing daughter straight off of our back without actually not knowing her truly have gone missing, but from a seer.
Okay.
Barrels of wine for a daughter.
You've already been given a gift from a daughter. I am.
It's going through pretty good.
Nope, that's a fail.
Crit fail.
God damn it, and my persuasion is +5 as well, so that's shocking, isn't it? I love rolls. This is not on my side today.
You got a reward for that.
We already got a reward for that. I did say that to Hesia before.
Creepy murder doll.
She jumped in.
And a carpet.
And a really ugly carpet.
So you said 50 gold pieces?
Sure. Fine.
Do we have 50 gold?
Would you give us back the 50 gold if we brought you back the wine?
No.
But it is a lot cheaper, and it actually covers Erin for how many? Like 2 more days, isn't it?
A little while, yeah.
Yeah.
How many silvers
Depends
to a gold?
how much those 2 boys drink.
Well, I'll sort them out when I get back, don't I?
Leave some for the others.
Yeah.
How many silvers to a gold?
How much would the townkeeper give us?
10 silvers to a gold.
Okay,
I reckon if we gave him...
I've got 50, then if we...
Are you going to pay him in silver?
No.
Oh.
We need our silver. Silver
But
is
I have
worth...
49 gold, so I need...
I've got 7 gold, so I can... You got
So-
50 gold.
Okay.
We've got 50.
I think I have 15 gold still.
I'm sure we can speak to Erin when we take it back and be like, this cost us.
Is it 1 barrel? Right.
1 10-gallon barrel.
So we take 40 of mine?
Yeah. 40 of yours.
Yeah.
And then I'll put 5 in, and then we just need to find another. We got another 5.
I can give you a 5 as well.
Yeah.
I've got 15.
Okay.
All my hard stolen money.
Keep your silver though.
Yeah. I'll take that. So.
Isn't that the party kitty?
Which I stole
money,
for
yeah.
us.
So we just hold
I
Hetty
stole
upside down
it.
and shake her whenever we need money.
Yeah, she's got this lovely eye patch.
No, they're not
Got
going
this
away.
executioner's
The eye patch
hood.
is not going anywhere. That is mine.
No, what about the executioner's hood? Will we buy that?
They're going to have that. I don't want that. Don't know why I took it.
It's purple grape mash number 3.
And the eye patch is
From the
very
wizard's place. So from there.
Yep.
Purple grape. Is it? Are we going to be able to take it back?
Well,
carryable.
It's
oh yeah, 2 you could carry. There's not
Yeah.
too much trouble.
Cool.
My eye patch is worth 50 gold.
There you go.
Eye patch is my favorite.
Purple grape mash
Number 3.
number 3. Right. We
Work
should
harder,
get this
gold.
back to town quickly.
You hear a little
20
voice
minutes and 20 minutes. And...
from one of the came running from behind one of the wagons. Sorry, I forgot to speak English for a second.
That's all right. I do that every day.
With a voice shouting after, "Come back here, you! Come back!" As you see scampering along Arabella, wearing the same outfit that she went into the lake with, the same kind of like Russian-style Slav kind of white triangle-y cut top with a sort of tear in the material, being chased by a limping the gentleman whose face looks freaking wrecked. This Alexei kind of like trying to hobble behind her as she sees you all and gives out a little squee and runs towards you.
Eric mimics a squee.
She kind of looks around and looks a bit upset. I always wanted to see a crocodile.
I'm afraid
Crocodile behind.
our shape-changing friend is fast asleep and wasn't able to make up the walk, my dear.
Okay. She kind of like looks down and sort of kicks her feet together slightly. This kind of straggly hair, not kind of like red straggly hair. This is like been attempted to be brushed, but still kind of a bit messy. It's got that look of an adult trying to do a child's hair who's got up halfway through and just bolted. As she kind of looks at you all. Do you want to hold my hand again? as she kind of puts it out towards you.
I look at her dad. What's his kind of look like? Is it like...
He kind of steps back and folds his arms and looks to see what's going to happen. As she has entered, as you kind of step back and look around, you would also say Aragorn is kind of looking over as well.
Okay.
Now.
I put my hand out and touch her and give it the kind of like, know what you would do to like a child that has their hand out. You can kind of that really, that one.
As you kind of do, as you get close, she properly kind of like almost lurches forwards and grabs onto your hand. One second, sorry, bear with me. You find your memory same as before. You wandered a long time back. You're young, maybe 8 or 9.
Wow, okay.
You're filled with this kind of sad day, this kind of anticipation of coming up to a sad day. And as you find yourself walking along, it's midsummer, as you look round and you can hear the hustle and bustle of people. There's a woman there. And she kind of looks round. She's reasonably pretty, her hair tied back, quite striking green eyes. Looks round to you, maybe 30, 35. She looks to you with a smile. Come, stay close to me. There'll be a lot of hustle and bustle for the funeral, but stay close. Who's the woman?
My mum.
Come with me, child. Come close. He was a great hero. And he asked for you to have a position of honour during the funeral pyre. You'll have to tell me why one day. Whose funeral is it?
My father's.
And why has he asked for you to have such a position of high honour?
Because he wanted me to basically see what happens to men that are well respected and ones that kind of look after their family and their the people that surround them.
Your mind wanders to having him teach you this lesson when you were young, that what other people think of you, even after you go, is important.
Yeah.
That to die a hero, to die doing the right thing, by your own code, is the right thing to do. There's a lot of people here, a lot of warriors, a lot of mercenaries, a lot of strong people. As you arrive, you're kind of hustled and bustled through as a lot of people greet your mum and nod to her, give her condolences and do the same to you as they look down. As you're taken through this crowd, as they then start to pass, as you can see this large pyre built on the outskirts of this village. As you're taken to this position, have you thought about what you plan to say to them, my son? I know you are struggling with the words. Just say what comes from your soul. Perhaps he is watching us one last time.
I think I know what I want to say.
She continues to take you through. As you wind up near it, you can see it built up. Is he buried in his armour? Is he a fighter? Is he a wizard?
He was a fighter.
A fighter.
So he's in full gold. But no one else can see the vision, can they? It's like probably about 200 years. Old-looking armour.
Nice.
Like
Yep.
It shouldn't be how old I am. I shouldn't be this age. I think.
As they're sort of taken up beside it, as a quiet settles down over the people, and the mother gives you a little nod. From the hut. What does she call you?
Gabriel.
Gabriel, from the hut. As all these eyes, as you look round, you're seeing suits of armour and easy to tell great people, important people, powerful people. All have come and travelled far to your father's funeral. As there's a silence as they all look up to you.
My father was not just a strong man. My father was also a loyal man. My eyes lock onto like one of the men in the crowd that isn't wearing any armor. Uh-huh. He is wearing a black cloak, almost like a shadow of someone, with raven feathers around the collar. And his loyalty and strength was shown in the defense of this realm, and I believe he will be forever loved. I'm fiddling with the coin I found that day. May Istis believe this was its true fate. And I put the coin in my pocket and walked down.
As you start to walk down, you hear the lighting of the pyre as it bursts into flame. As you take a moment to look back as your mum openly cries. Do you?
No.
Stand and look. As there's silence, which is then overshadowed by the sound of shouting, raised voices as swords are drawn, as more shouting comes, as you snap out, and you're back in this wet Barovia with this small girl holding your hand.
What people would have seen during that is my hair actually went like a really bright blonde, and my eyes went a kind of like metallic green, and my beard went from a shrunken style, and I kind of gained about 4 inches and got stockier. And then as soon as I snapped back, I went back to what I would usually kind of look like.
You've seen it before when this girl touches you and you get this flood of... She stops and stares you in the eye. He won't be the last one you burn. And she's eyes wander over to the others. Again, she puts her hand out if anyone wants to take it.
Go on.
You going to take it?
Yeah.
You're on a cobbled street. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people there. There's a lot of hustle and bustle. Where are you? You're young, maybe 9 or 10.
Okay, I am.
There's a lot of excitement as people are sort of facing the street on the inside.
Okay. I'm on the street of a town that I never bothered to learn the name of. I've been kind of making my way through, like trying to pick up scraps from the floor and stuff like that for some food and stuff.
You're trying to like get to the front, but people are purposefully blocking your view. You hear there's a procession coming through. Some heroes are returning on their way, and people have come out to see them. As you can't get to the front, you see some trees nearby, but from up the tree you hear the meowing of a scared cat. All of the people, as they've come out, have scared this cat to climb this tree, and it's climbed too high with the noise. The procession is coming. What do you do?
I climb the tree, and I go to the cat and try and like calm it down and pet it, and I'll sit and kind of watch.
As you start climbing the tree, getting higher and higher up, you can see these people on large horses, shining armour, a wizard riding side saddle lady on quite a large horse as well, as they wave to the crowd as just cheers are coming. Some other young children, smarter dressed than you, have got some flowery wreaths and are preparing to give them. As you do, one of the girls looks up to you and gives you a look. What look does she give you?
Somewhat disgusted look. I'm currently quite dirty, but I don't really care at the moment.
A look of disgust. She then looks down and sees this beautiful summer dress on her. As you watch the procession or go to the cat? It's towards the edge of a branch. As it's sort of seen you, it's kind of backed up a little bit. It's towards the edge. If it keeps going, it's going to be on weak branches.
I'll kind of try to calm it and kind of reach out slowly towards it with some of the bits of food that I may have picked up. I kind of take out of my pocket and kind of hold it out to the cat, try and
as you
entice it.
Try and bait this cat towards you. You step towards it, keep pushing yourself, determined to rescue this cat. As you hear as the branch begins to give way, as you look over your shoulder and see that you've pushed way too far on the edge of this branch. You're nearly over the road now, as you hear a snap, as you feel yourself go tumbling down towards the road. You've got, in mid-air, you're probably going to hit one of these heroes. Or you can kind of try and spin and move yourself, but you will fall awkwardly. What does the young jackal do?
I will grab for the cat.
As your impulse is to grab out for this cat, it completely throws you off balance as you spin and fall awkwardly on the floor, as you hear this almighty crunch and crack as your shoulder is just pushed backwards out of joint. As the cat kind of falls on its feet, there's no doubt that you managed to stop it falling. As the sort of people hush, as the lead horse, reins back with this shock of what's just happened, the rider quickly pulls it to the side as its hoofs slang down, as every eye is now staring at you, every person speechless looking at you. The warrior quickly maneuvers his horse and starts to walk around you. The woman riding side saddle does the same. As you lie in pure agony, unable to move your arm, just completely knocked out of joint, as some of the locals really unsure what to do.
I will try and crawl out of the path, out of the vision of everyone. I don't want to really be the centre of attention. I kind of want to get out of the side.
As you do.
It's more important for me to be out of the centre of attention rather than to be in pain. I'd rather be in pain than be...
Somebody grabs hold of you. Is it one of the townsfolk or one of the people going through the procession or someone else? Is it a nice grab or a bad?
It would be maybe a nice grab. If someone from the town, maybe someone who's given me food before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's older man. His children moved away. A local farmer who's always been kind to you. What are you doing, boy? Kind of pulls you to his feet, your feet.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
As he looks over to your shoulder and your arm hanging at an awkward angle. One of the people at the back of the procession, you hadn't really noticed at first, has dismounted off their horse and is coming towards you. Happy or angry?
The happy, maybe? No?
As they look to you with a smile. It's fine. It's fine. Come to me, child. Are they human? Are they...
Human, yes. I don't really want to take their hand. I'll kind of shy away a bit.
Trust me, it is fine. I mean you no ill will.
Okay, I'll kind of reach forward and kind of wipe my hand, try and clean my hand a bit, and kind of reach forward to take the hand.
As you do, they touch your hand. And as this hand grips around yours, you feel a searing heat pass up your arm, like nothing you have ever felt before. Like just pure power going through you and through your other arm as you hear a click, clank, bang, as that other hand reaches round and touches your shoulder and pushes the joint back in. It was a brave thing that you did. Stupid, but brave.
I'll kind of keep my head down and thank you.
As you do, they pull out a small pouch, hand it to the man who kind of helped you up. Look after him. A little wave to the crowd and swings a leg back over their horse and begins to continue their slow trot. As you find yourself back in Barovia, this cold, wet, misty landscape. Again, slightly lost for words. Mimicking the voice of the person on the horse. The little girl does the same voice and looks over towards Gabriel. Look over to him with a grin on her face as she lets go of your hand.
I'll look to Gabriel.
So many memories. So many still to come. For some. For the first time, she raises a hand towards you.
Do I?
It's your choice. It's your choice.
Yeah, you should go.
There's fire. There's fire everywhere. You're in a building, it is burning, it's searing your face. Where are you?
How old am I? At home.
Home? How old are you?
8 or 9.
You hear a call. What are they shouting?
Calling for Hope. Asking, Hope, are you in there?
Hope?
Yeah.
Hope, where are you? What's going on, Hope? Someone do something, Hope!
I'm screaming for my
your
mum.
Lungs full of smoke as you look round, tears running down your face. All you can think about is rescuing one thing from this smoking, burning house. What is it?
Some, a little, ornament, it's a tiny, little, cheap trinket.
A cheap trinket
Yeah.
is all that's on your mind as you search for it. As you rummage the smoke, and it's making it black, coming up now, filling the roof, as you can hear them shouting for help, as you feel a shoulder be thrown against the door as it gives slightly, but not enough. As it does, some of the beams fire falling from the top. As you search aimlessly for it and you can't see it anywhere, but then out the corner of your eye you can spot it. This small trinket. But it's near the fire.
I'd reach in.
As you put your hand forwards, you hear a click, clack as the beam begins to fall. To get it, you would have to throw yourself forwards deeper into the house, deeper into the burning, or do you back away?
Back away.
As a roof comes tumbling down in front of you, you can see this trinket behind this pillar now on fire. Hope! Hope! Come out! As again another shoulder is thrown against the door, and then another. Someone! Get some help!
I turn towards the door and I'm shoving it from inside now.
You can see the key.
Oh, the key, okay.
As you reach in to put it, as again the shoulder comes smashing against it, and who is it trying to rescue you? Who's outside?
I think there'd be a few people. It would be from a little tiefling enclave in whatever town I grew up in.
Are they happy or angry?
Angry, but they do want me to get out.
Get out quick.
Yeah.
You can't help but one last look over your shoulder as you see this trinket. You see this burning going around it. You've got one last chance to go for it, otherwise it will be forever lost.
I'm going to go back. It's like a toy, child's little toy. Not dissimilar, I guess, like the Blinksy dolls, just like a little toy.
As you do, the hand reaches out to try and grab you, but you're too quick. As you duck and dive and jump through, you're at the point now where you're going to get burned if you grab it. You can still get to the exit with the door open and this flood of air coming in. The fire is now raging. The building's got not long to last.
Going for it.
As you do, you grab it, as you hear another crack, another beam break, as someone comes running in to get to you. It looks like the beam is going to hit them. Does it?
Yes.
As they reach and grab you and grab her arm and just throw you out as they can, the beam slams down, pins them to the floor. As they look back one last time over their shoulder as the whole building begins to collapse in on this person who came in to rescue you. Who was it?
Like the elder of the little tiefling camp, the nominally in charge member of our little clan.
As you pull out this steaming, slightly singed wooden toy. As the whole building, as others are now arriving, as they're trying to get a fireman chain, come in and getting it going again. As again you blink and you're back in Barovia. Those who are around would see that where the mist and the rain is hitting Hessia, it's starting to burn off, and steam and smoke coming off where the rain is touching her skin.
As she came back, she'd sort of be shouting out, "I didn't mean to do it, the fire just happened." And then she sort of realises where she is. Shoulder. Just shrug it off. Very pointedly, not look at anyone. Yeah.
The small girl looks to you, Arabella, looks round, looks over to Vallaki. That's better than a crocodile.
Snatch her hand away and just not.
Put my hand in my bag and pull out the doll with the head on backwards and hand it to her.
She takes it and just kind of looks at it lost for a second. And without even looking towards you, just lifts a hand up as you touch her.
don't like that expression.
I don't like that noise.
I've got two possible ones. Would you like a light or a dark one? I should have asked for each of you, really.
No, I was like, whatever.
A bit of light after that.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
I didn't choose the dark, because dark chose me.
It's been better that everything
T-shirt.
dark has gone on to Hestia.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Hestia, it's always grim. You had the choice. You didn't have to die for you.
It's true, that one I did choose. It felt poetic.
You're young.
Yeah.
Maybe 10 years old. Where are you?
In a broken down warehouse in the dodgy end of Waterdeep, yeah.
Okay. You're with some other kids, some other youths.
Mm-hmm.
There's an older half-orc here. Not all of the youths you're with are half-orcs. There's an older half-orc here, maybe 70, so pretty old, walking heavily on a stick. The others are mocking this man for being old. He's just making his way through the warehouse. It's a well-known route to take to cut some decent distance, going all the way around. What are they mocking him for, really?
So, and the area is a camp where a lot of orphans and children who've run away and just have made a little camp without any kind of adult interference.
Brilliant.
They're mocking him for being stupid for walking through our patch, essentially. That he's easy pickings.
One of the older lads, more kind of stronger, self-appointed leader, gets up and in his grill. Pay us the fucking toll, Gramps. Pay up. And some of the others like, yeah, pay up. As he gives them a look. He's got the look of someone who's lived. You can definitely see a few old scars on him, on his face. One of his eyes looks pretty dead as he kind of looks over towards them and kind of half looks like he's sizing them up for a second. What does the old man say back to the boy?
Who appointed you a king's tollkeeper?
Pardon?
Who appointed you a tollkeeper?
This is our patch. This is our land. Just because you're too old to go the fucking right way, or too stupid. As they kind of draw back from each other for a second. So what's it to be? You pay the toll, and we let you through this time, or it gets bloody. As you stand watching what you do.
I put my hand on the chest of a younger human girl who's wanting to get involved and just watch.
Yeah.
And keep watching. See what happens next.
The old man straightens up a little bit, the shoulders go back, this old half-orc. As the lad rushes in to punch him, just with his stick, he palms it to the side without too much trouble. You've never seen anyone sort of take on this guy. He's much older, much stronger than any of you. Some of the other kids let out a little laugh as he throws in another punch. And it's clear that he's completely outclassed by this old boy. And then another. He's getting nowhere with him. As he looks to the others. What are you all waiting for then? He's mocking all of us. This is our patch.
Let him pass.
As the older boy looks over to you. Fuck you. Get him! As a kid picks up a stone, but locks eyes with you for a second. You shake your head. Does he listen or does he throw it? At the old boy.
He looks back at the other lad and he drops it, but the one next to him throws it.
As he drops it, listening to you, respecting you. The one next to him just picks one. Old boy, corner of his dead eye, doesn't see it coming. Bang! Straight into the side. Once that first stone is thrown, you've seen it before. The blood is up, blood hits the air. As a larger boy rushes forwards again, disorientated, this old orc tries to palm, but blow into his midriff as he beckles over, and a few more hits as he collapses to the floor. They take his money. The older boy sort of spits at him, but there's now a rift within, some looking to you and some looking to him, as he locks eyes with you. This older, stronger boy, what does he say?
He says, know your place. You don't have to be here with us. You could be out by yourself. The only reason you're still alive is because of us.
The girl who you put your hand on earlier stood behind you. She goes to step forwards again. As now there's this clear rift. They've got the older half-orc's purse, his coin purse. What do you do? They leave.
Who has the coin purse?
Pardon?
Who has the coin purse?
The older boy.
The other way. So they go back to the makeshift
they're leaving
shantytown bit.
Counting the monies. They don't look, from what you can hear, they don't sound overly thrilled by their haul.
I go over to the old boy, haul him up as much as I can. Is he conscious?
Barely.
And help him to the end of the street and say, you can't come this way again. This is our patch. And then go back to the ones who respect me.
Yeah, as you start making your way back, the older orc says in a firm, still strong, older voice, "You could be so much better than this. So much better."
We could be so much worse.
And spits some blood to the floor. When you're that close to him, you can see he's covered in old scars, old wounds. And again, on his old stick, he continues walking down the street. As you find yourself with Arabella, as she kind of looks around and looks to the people you're with now. So much worse. I really did want to see the crocodile. As she looks at the doll and hugs it tight and runs off. Lavash looks at you. An interesting child.
I think she's quite grand, actually. Anyway,
she'll be one of the best seers in Barovia, if not the known lands and the realms.
I believe she's already the best.
So, I accept your apology for not making it tonight. We shall have the hospitality another night, yes.
Of course.
Maybe in 3 nights' time would probably be best.
Perhaps when we bring back some drinks for the occasion.
Then it will be a true celebration.
Yes.
But I do not know who will be happier. The fact that you have brought back lots of wine, or the fact that you brought back Arabella. Which do you think?
Arabella.
Of course! That is the right answer. When you get and you see them at the Wizards of Wine, tell them not to let this happen again.
Of course.
Did you think anything of my offer? We do travel. Anything you need from outside we may be able to acquire. Will take time. 3 days, perhaps I could have something for you. It won't be cheap. So I've not got the bass for his voice any longer. I need one of those like voice modules. It will not be cheap. Nope.
I'm trying to think what I need if we need anything.
He looks at all of your equipment and your armour.
Perhaps more silver weapons.
Not that I can use them.
As you kind of say that, the brother looks over from the fire. And why would you need silver weapons?
Self-defense.
Skill things.
All the undead that we've had.
Like some zombies.
That is clung on him perfectly well. I haven't been there a while.
It's the chain.
Yeah, let's get stuck.
I can help with that.
Eric.
Anything else?
Probably some.
We can look into it if we do find some.
Maybe some better travelling armour would be probably the better one.
Hallowed blanket for me to sleep on.
Why would you need that?
Nightmares.
Yeah, bad nightmares.
I see.
Bad.
Can you possibly get me a stronger crossbow than this one?
What have you got?
Just got a normal crossbow.
Without too much trouble if you've got the coin.
That's the issue. The coin is the issue. Maybe we need to start actually getting paid for the things that we're doing. Right, well, if you don't mind us, we'll take the barrel and be on our way. I'm sure we can find Damia here in 3 days' time. If you could keep her here for that.
I'll ask. We'll make sure there's a celebration worthy of her being here.
That would be
Thank
great.
you very much. Yeah.
It will be a night that not many will forget in 3 days' time.
Excellent.
Insight.
We'll fast forward a bit if that's okay.
Yeah.
Just to finish on time. You make way out the camp.
Yeah.
You've got the big old barrel. Hooray! You make it back to the Blue Inn pub. And finish exactly where we started without Red here. Look at that. Perfect.
It's like it never
Can we
happened.
give the beer
We'll do it at the start of next
Okay.
time.
Okay.
So you get to the door, open the door, back to where we started.
Red's still asleep in the corner.
Still in the corner.
Notice we've left. She'll be like,
Irina's still doing her hair.
Is it time to go to the Vistani?
Be like, about that. You were passed out. We went. We came back.
great.
Well, thank you everyone for sticking with it and watching to the end. The beautiful, beautiful Alex was watching. He messaged me on Facebook. So I shall give her this.
Very beautiful, Alex.
The Beardy Bates.
Alex Bates.
Lovely. Next week, when are we looking? We need to try and get the same day.
Same day, yeah.
So you can catch us on YouTube, ULARP, or we're on Podbean if you prefer just to listen and want to do some of the catch-up episodes. Hopefully it's not too disorientating, kind of joining us in the middle-ish.
How many episodes have we still got to put up?
2, I think.
Oh, really?
The last one was
2
the one
and
that
then-
I couldn't make because I
Yeah,
wanted to catch up. So then there was the one.
Yeah.
Which one straight after?
What
Was
was
the
it?
one you couldn't make?
What was the one that you could make?
Straight after Death House when you ran through the forest and there were
Oh, and
werewolves
yeah.
and Strahd appeared. Oh yeah.
I missed
No one heard that.
I'm going to do a giveaway where we'll make a video for it regarding the Death House ones, so people can watch them to catch up. I'll make that coming up. Lovely, but thank you again for watching, everyone. We at like one point, I think we had like 45 people watching, which is pretty good. It fluctuated a bit. Lovely, thank you for our lovely technical support.
Yeah, thank you, Xander.
Thank you.
Thank you.